there's even one more step to this, which I want to, say this is a kind of a thought experiment. Could there be, and this is a serious question in contemporary thinking, could there be that, okay, first of all, the division between human and animal is not so clear-cut. Mm-hmm. And second, the division between animate, inanimate, organic, non-organic, is also not so clear-cut.
Yeah.
And I'm also fascinated by that. And so if we go back to the common field inhabited by client and therapist, well, it's everything we can possibly perceive in that moment that comes into play. And that goes well beyond the inner life of the client. And then to link it to your question, the emergent phenomenon, I think that comes into this, because if I am trying just to fix, mend a self that is already defined, that's one thing, and sometimes maybe useful. When some clients come with terrible distress, difficult situation,
yes.
I really wish that I could be able to fix it, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something else here, that if I don't have a rigid notion of self or who this person identity is, then something very genuinely new can happen. And that's what the emergent phenomenon would be.
Yeah. So like to be with our client and not fix them, and like not join them in their fixed view of themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if this is helpful. Okay, if I have a clear sense of who I am, and I have a particular image of what my actualization looks like, there will be one thing. It will be already a byproduct of this little self who imagines things. So it would be me with hair, in my case, I don't know, or with a better car, or I don't know, with a greater understanding, wisdom, I don't know.
I could do with some hair too, so I will join you in that.
We can always try Andy Warhol's wig.
Yeah.
But if I have no idea, if I'm open to the emergent phenomenon, then I'm bound to be surprised. Like an old Sicilian friend of mine used to say, when we said goodbye, and I never seen him actually after that because we took different routes. He said, we plan for the best to happen, and then things always go even better. Don't know if it's a good example. What I'm saying is, if I already have a notion from within my little self of what actualization or what my well-being will look like, that's smaller than a genuinely new thing that can happen.
Yeah.
And that would be closer to this notion of emergent phenomenon, because it's not tied in with the narrow view of who I am